Yo! So I finally got my latest delivery of Marvel Legends to add to my collection, which includes the first two vintage lines for the Avengers figures to start my first Avengers display, and then the first vintage X-Men line, and the X-Force or Windigo Build-A-Figure Wave. So I'll be unboxing all of these and going over some of the San Diego Comic-Con announcements. Starting off with the Vintage Wave, in no particular order, we've got Silver Samurai. I mean, all of these figures look really good. I've given him the flame effect from Typhoid Mary. He really should have come with one himself, I think, but a really good addition to the collection. And Dazzler, really happy with this figure. It would have been nice if we had got some removable arms so that we could have had the other non-jacketed version that she rocked in this time. But no, I'm really enjoying this one. And of course, Cyclops, replacing the Toy Biz variant we got in the original Sentinel Wave, coming with the blast effect and additional head. He will be going into my X Factor team for sure. Now, Storm wasn't the Storm I was after in the Vintage Wave. I was pretty satisfied with the Toy Biz version we've got. But no, this is definitely a great improvement, and we'll be replacing that one. And Iceman. My only real gripe with Iceman, I know a lot of people have an issue with the color and the transparency, but my only gripe is that the base doesn't match color-wise. Other than that, maybe a better head mold, but overall pretty happy. Now, Wolverine, I don't really care for too much. I feel like I'm the only one that's like, stop giving us more Wolverines. I mean, I get they're a business and he's a high seller, but so many more figures we could be getting rather than all these variants of Wolverine that we've got. I'm guessing they'd have to do a second Vintage Wave, and if I got to choose, I think I'd have to pick Thunderbird, Rogue, Banshee, Psylocke, either Kitty Pryde, Sprite, or Shadowcat. And if they're going to do villains, Mastermind. But realistically, any of the following would be awesome. And next we've got the Windigo Wave. And in no particular order again, looking at Guardian. Now he is a vast improvement on the original Guardian figure we got when Hasbro first took over. And especially now that we're getting the rest of Alpha Flight in the 6-pack that was just announced at the Canadian Fan Club, that shelf is going to look really good. Really happy about that. And another figure I'm really happy with is the new Nightcrawler. Now, these flame effects didn't come with him. Those are just the purple Tamashi flames. But I really like this head sculpt here. And I'd really love if Hasbro was to do an accessories pack of maybe just a couple of variant heads for a lot of the characters so we can get them into these kind of aggressive poses. I'd definitely get that for sure, and especially if they had new effects for characters that didn't have effects come with them before. And especially because Nightcrawler came with these additional heads, I have purchased another Nightcrawler to add into a different team. And next we've got Boom Boom. Now this wasn't the Boom Boom I would have picked. This is more the Boom Boom that came when New Mutants first turned into X-Force. I would have much preferred this one here. Been saying that this is another really good figure. and will be joining my X-Force shelf. And then of course the new Mr. Sinister, again a great improvement on the Toy Biz version. I would love if they were to do a Nasty Boys pack, get some of them onto their own shelf. And this Cannonball, I know a lot of people weren't happy that he didn't come with legs, but this is exactly the Cannonball that I was wanting to come flying out of my X-Men Legacy shelf. So yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. And then of course we've got another Wolverine. Now I would have much preferred this Wolverine if he'd had the metallic grey that the Archangel and the Warpath had. Similar to the one that came out in the Hitmonkey Wave. But yeah, this does look good on the new Wolverine body mold, and those claws are definitely the best claws we've got. Not that it will zoom in on it. And then lastly we have Windigo, the Build-A-Figure. So again, a really nice villain to add in to the collection. And so here they all are up on the shelves. Silver Samurai, Windigo, Mr. Sinister, Dazzler, Wolverine, Guardian. So again, this Alpha Flight shelf will be complete by the end of the year. Nightcrawler, Iceman. So now this Iceman I've put into the gold team, and I've moved the old Toy Biz one up to the X Factor team, and I'll be taking the belt off Puma and painting it grey or black and putting that on him. And then of course Storm. Now I've got to find a way that I can put Cannonball coming out of here somewhere. That's what I'm after. And then lastly, Boom Boom down in X-Force. So of the Windigo Wave, Boom Boom was the only new character that I had. Because here are all of the figures that have been taken off and replaced with these new figures. And of course with the addition of the new Nightcrawler, it means that Havoc is now the only figure that I have a duplicate of. And now looking at some of the announcements that were made at the San Diego Comic-Con, that Jean Grey, Wolverine, Cyclops 3-pack, that looks so good. They're just getting better and better. That Jean Grey looks 100 times better than the last one we got. They did not disappoint. And speaking of not disappointing, we also got the Havoc and Polaris 2-pack in the X Factor gear, as well as Strong Guy as the Build-A-Figure for the next X-Force / Deadpool wave, I believe it's supposed to be. And as well as that, we're getting an Age of Apocalypse wave, and announced so far is Wolverine, Morph, and Nate Grey. Still no mention of who the Build-A-Figure will be for that. And then we're also getting Deathlock in his Uncanny X-Force gear. And lastly, we already had Warlock, but now we're getting the New Mutants pack with Danny Moonstar, with interchangeable heads for Karma and Wolfsbane. Now, we've already got the head for Magic. I don't know why they didn't just put that head in there as well. Make us buy it 4 times. Chuck in the head, chuck in a metal arm. I mean, come on. So that wraps it up. I mean, as always, like and subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see me do. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.